So those are the replays. Time now to check out the results then from that first semi-final. So we continue our gradual build up to the second semi-final. Let's take a look at the start list then for the Masters 40 plus second qualification group. Johan Michalowski from France, second individual in the 2019 UIPM Laser Run World Championships, first in mixed relay in the same event, second again in Dublin, Ireland in 2018. Dirk Marco, third in the individual 2019 Laser Run World Championships in Budapest, first in the 2019 European Laser Run World Championships in Weiden, Germany. Jean-Sébastien Tourelle from France, sixth in individuals at the UIPM Laser Run World Championships in Budapest, first in team. Bernard Shaw from South Africa, winner of the Biathlon Triathlon National Tour. Soriano Manuel, second place in triathlon mixed relay. And Groovy Jappi from South Africa, national champion in laser run 40 plus. Those are a few names for you to keep your eyes peeled on as we continue our coverage here live on UIPM TV. And the athletes are now leaving the range and gradually making their way towards the start-finish straight. And this will be our last race with Amanda Lowe, former pentathlete, current laser run Master 50s athlete, finishing 5th yesterday, runner-up last year. A whole host of impressive accolades over your career. Add commentary to that list now.
Yes, I can.
Multi-talented woman.
I think we have an Indian in this race.
Yes, I think you are right. Munajat.
Portugal, line 2, 372, 4. Alexandre Carreira, 8, Nelson Mark, 9, Luís Briggs, 10. 30 seconds.
So 30 seconds away from the start of this semi-final. And we are underway then in this semi-final. Two South African athletes storm to the lead. Temporary lead. We'll see what happens at the first laser shoot.
See that one of the athletes had a 10-second penalty at the start.
Oh, I missed that. What would that have been for then, do you think?
I think it might be the clothing.
So just keeping an eye on who gets away fastest here. Loads of athletes at the range. Jappi Grove from South Africa. Johan Michalowski. So that 10 seconds will be added to their time at the end of the race? Or?
No, he had to start.
Oh, he had to start 10 seconds after everybody else.
Yes.
Which athlete was it? Did you?
It's the Croatian.
Oh, the Croatian. Oleg Gocian. So number 24 on his jersey. We'll see if he can recover from that. We're seeing quite a few slow shoots, yeah, from the group of Portuguese athletes there. They are all timing out. Felipe Pires, I mean, that can't be correct because he's gone over into the second minute now, so I think that's a little bit of a mistake on our timing screens there. But Johan Michalowski from France is leading. So we're about to see a change of lead here. South African Jappi Grove moved out into the front. Ahmed Massoud from Egypt on your screens there. There you can see Ivan Ashebedo Noval. Indian athletes involved in this race as well. I think it might be an Indonesian athlete, actually. I believe it's an Indonesian athlete that we have. Munajat. So here we go. Second shooting routine now. Very, very close, it has to be said. At this point of the race, Jappy Grove gets away first. Good shooting there from the South African. Johan Micheloshi. Soriana Manuel's away. Halfway through the semi-finals after this race is done. In this block of 8 semi-finals. Have the under-17s shortly. So we are making our way around this penultimate lap with Jappy Grove with a decent lead now over Johan Micheloshi. In this Masters 40 Plus semi-final. Time of 7:51 by the fastest athlete in the previous lap. Wonder if that will be beaten. Feels a touch slower this semi-final. I don't know about you, Amanda. To me, it feels a touch slower.
Yes, I think it's also the shouting. The wind is gone again.
Yep. Just on the back straight there. Straight down there, and then now heading back into the shooting range is our race leader, Jappy Grove. Bang on 4 minutes. I think could put a bit of pressure on that time of 7:51. Let's see how this shoot goes though. Fortunately, we don't have access to the times. There we go. Jappy Grove shooting slow here. Well, could be put under pressure here if Felipe Cabresa that's from previous round. So there we go. Race leader is away. A slow time of just sub 30. And Johan Micheloshi from France catching the race leader with a quick shoot. So final lap, our final lap with you, Penelope. What have you made of this commentary experience and of the races you've seen so far, more importantly?
Oh, it was interesting to see how really good shooters seem to struggle today. With the wind, the sun, changing conditions, but they're all very good at running that.
Are you competing tomorrow in the mixed relay?
Yes, I will be. With my colleague Denis Delusier.
Reunited again.
Again.
So last few stages then of this semi-final. It's been fairly straightforward for Jappy Grove, who will look to improve his shooting times, but is running very quickly. Johan Micheloshi is chasing down. And again, a couple of the Portuguese athletes just waiting for the time to go down. Not getting on too well with the conditions here. So we've still got a few athletes at the range. Yeah, the conditions here are difficult, aren't they? You'll see it when the Flags are back on screen.
There's another penalty for number 24. He just performed it, 10 seconds.
Another penalty.
Yes.
For the same athlete.
Yes.
It's not his day, is it?
No.
There we go then. Race leader and winner crossing the line from South Africa. Congratulations to Jappy Grove. Time of 7:40. It's actually 11 seconds quicker than the first semi-final. Johan Milosz-Jolosi. So a lot of these athletes will qualify. Nelson Marquez is automatically qualified. Ahmed Massoud will be in. Jean-Sébastien Tourelle will be in, as will Julian Bartoli. This is where things get tight. Soriana Manuel and Bernard Shaw will have to wait to find out. Should just about be in. And I think that will probably be that in terms of athletes who qualify for the final. We'll let this race see its way out. Penelope, we'll say our goodbyes to you.
That's Amanda.
Sorry, Penelope's coming in a moment. All these names. Try that one again. Amanda will say goodbye to you. We'll welcome Penelope in a moment.
Yes, thank you for
Mika,
having
Penelope.
me.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for sacrificing your day off. I mean, you were competing yesterday, competing tomorrow, and I mean, you'd be here watching anyway, wouldn't you? So
Yes, absolutely. I'm waiting for the series of the seniors where we have 2 athletes
you'll
from
be
Monaco.
supporting them, I imagine,
will
from
be.
the sidelines. We'll keep our eyes out for you on the camera.
Thank you.
But thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you compete tomorrow. Fingers crossed for a medal.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we'll catch up with you again soon. Penelope will be in a moment. Amanda Lowe, former pentathlete, second, of course, last year in the Laser on World Championships, 5th yesterday in the individuals, and competing tomorrow, vying for gold with your partner.
Thank you. Goodbye.
So that concludes then the semi-final. Let's take a look at the replays before we introduce our next special guest here in the commentary box.
Are you ready to fight? The watch. Australia, Germany, South Africa, France.
Well, welcome to UIPM TV, live here from Lisbon, and we have our next special guest in the commentary box, a world champion yesterday in the seniors. Many congratulations and welcome, of course, to Penelope Nika, Greek champion, and obviously here to commentate with us today. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the congratulations.
Talk to us about the race yesterday, because actually you looked fairly comfortable out there. It must be said from watching you, from commentating on you. Obviously, a proud moment for Greece to take a world champion as well. Was a great experience for you, I think.
Yeah, it was. I was really fit, and during the whole competition, I was confident. My shooting was average, but my running was good, so I really enjoyed the race.
Shooting was around 15 seconds, I think,
yes.
Yesterday, wasn't it? Which, today is actually very windy, so I think times of 15 seconds today, people probably be reasonably happy with that, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
but yesterday, sort of 10 seconds would be good for you, I think. Would something like that would be good?
I was expecting 10, but...
Okay, we're just going to take a quick look, I think, at the results from that semi-final. I think we have those for you guys here as the wind picks up. You're going to have to bear with the wind in the commentary box here, by the way. It's a bit of a windy one. Right, let's take a look at the results then, and you can see Jappy Grove with the fastest time of the day, Johan Micheloshi and Nelson Marquez rounding up that top three, a time of 7:40. I imagine those top five at the very least will qualify for the final. We're going to bring coverage of the under-17s semi-final next, so we're going to speak more to Penelope in just a couple of moments' time, and we'll reflect a little bit more on the Greek national team and everything that they've achieved as well. But let's just keep looking at those results, and as mentioned, we will build up to the start of the under-17s, and we are keeping an eye out on our friend Tom Johnson, who will be in the second semi-final. So Thomas Johnson, who will be in the second semi-final, was in your seat yesterday, so we'll probably hear from him at the end of the race as well. We think he might come into the commentary box, but just talk to us a little bit more, Penelope, about the Greek Pentathlon Federation and everything that they're achieving there. I mean, you've got a new coach, Jamie Cook. How much of a positive influence has he been for you guys?
Since Jamie came to Greece, a lot of things changed.
Yeah.
We try to work as a team.
Yeah.
And his passion about the sport, it's obvious in the result this year. The under-17 or under-19 pentathlon, the triathlon, sorry, and the laser run, the biathlon, which is taking place in Greece next in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
So we're getting better as a federation, and more kids are getting into the sport because of Jamie.
That's interesting, because obviously he's such a big figure in the sport of pentathlon. And in terms of how he sort of helped you, I mean, you've been established in the sport for a while now, but obviously, coming here and winning the laser on world championships, how much of that was to do with Jamie?
He supports us every day, not only in the training, but also he talks to us. Being an athlete is really important because he can understand how we feel before the race, after the training. So he's great.
Good to know. Okay, well, let's just take a quick look at the start list then, because we are building up to coverage of our first laser on under-17s qualifications. This will be split in two. We have 18 athletes that will be competing in this first qualification, and you can see the wind blowing havoc there on those flags. Let's take a look then at the start list. Here we go then. And Stefan Banathala from Austria, national champion in laser run 3 times. One of the athletes to look out for. Dylan Robbins from Great Britain, first place individual at the 2019 European Laser Run Championships. And Denis Figueiredo from Portugal, winner of the UIPM Global Laser Run City Tour. Max Clark from Australia, under-17 national champion. A few names to look out for as we build up then to coverage of the start of this semi-final. So here we go then, building up to coverage of our first under-17s qualifications race. We've got Penelope in the commentary box, her first commentary, so a lot to get excited about here.
Definitely.
Do you have friends and family tuning in back home?
Yeah.
They
Of
are
course.
watching you compete yesterday, and I'm guessing in the mixed relay tomorrow as well. Will you be competing?
No, I'm done. That was my last race.
Maybe we ask you to come back tomorrow.
Why not?
Here we go then. Qualifications 1 for the under-17s category is underway. The flat-out sprint towards the start line, and this is where things start to get a little bit longer. We've got 4 times 600 meters. So talk to us about that run, Penelope, when you running straight to that first corner. Kind of crazy, right?
Yes, it's a really dangerous corner, and
Yeah.
we saw that yesterday.
One of the girls fell.
Exactly.
Yeah, but do you try obviously to get into first place, to get around that corner as quickly as you possibly can? That's the aim, right?
Yeah, and in every corner you have to be really careful because it's really slippery.
Yeah. So no collisions, which is good to see, and we can see Dylan Blanchett from France is leading ahead of Denis Figueiredo, and that's actually a pretty good start. You can see the athletes are grabbing the railing as they go past. It's actually a pretty good lead there from the French athlete in the early parts of this race, but again, it's all about pacing yourself around this lap. You don't want to go too fast, too quickly.
Yeah, and the shooting can make the difference. It's really important.
Yeah. So at this point of the race then, you're not going too fast, are you? You're just going slow, relaxing into it.
Just need to be really patient because you have many turns. They only have 3, but right? No.
It's 4 laps
it's 4,
actually.
sorry.
Yeah. The 4 laps for the under 17s.
Yeah. But for the seniors or
Seniors is 5.
Yeah,
and
so-
then you run past the shooting range for your first, which is kind of strange to work out, right?
Yeah.
Again, but effectively, it's how it would be in a pentathlon race. It's a full 5 laps with 600 meters. It's the same for the seniors as it would be in pentathlon, right?
Yeah, but the difference is you don't start at the same time.
Of course, you have the handicap, which is where things get even more interesting. More pressure with the handicap or without, do you think?
I think it's more pressure without the handicap, for sure.
Without the handicap, more pressure because there's more athletes there and you know you're losing more time, whereas the handicap, if you have got a handicap, then obviously it gives you an advantage.
True.
Okay, well, here we go then. We are, as mentioned, 4 times 600 meters on this race, so it's settling into its rhythm. We've had 1 shoot already, and Dylan Blanchett from France heads to the shooting range with a lead, a decent lead, although it could all change with Figueiredo of Portugal at the shooting range. Blanchett now with a time of sub 12, pretty good that, right? Given how windy it is as
Yeah.
well.
That's really good.
So Blanchett holding his own there. And at this point, when you're in qualifications and semi-finals, very much the aim is just to make the final, isn't it? That's the first challenge.
I think when you know you're at the first 3, you just don't push more.
Yeah.
Just relax and try to be focused on the shooting.
And how interesting is this from your point of view, knowing that we were watching you competing yesterday, all this TV coverage?
While I'm running, I don't think
don't
about
think
it.
about
You
any of this,
you
no.
forget about everything.
Yeah. Really? So you forget about the fans, the cameras, everything?
Yeah, the only thing I worry about is the shooting.
Really?
Yeah.
So the whole time you're thinking is shooting.
Yes, to do it right because you can miss a lot of seconds in the shooting.
So even at this point of the race, let's use Hanru Kraus from South Africa, who we just saw in second place there. At the moment, he's thinking probably, right, next shoot, I've got to get it right, yeah?
Yeah.
And Dylan Blanchett, who has a good lead there. This is interesting to see the psychology of how this sport works. So Dylan Blanchett, who has a good lead there, maybe he's thinking, okay, less pressure on the shoot, I can maybe afford to make some mistakes.
And when your first shoot is good, you become really confident about the next.
Really? So it's good to get that first shoot out the way, done and dusted, and then...
And you can see it at the next one as having a handicap, so you have more time even if you do a mistake.
Yeah. So this is where it almost becomes a bit like pentathlon, doesn't it? When you build up this lead,
exactly.
It's like you have the head start. Well, that is a pretty big lead that our race leader Dylan Blanchett from France has. He is out and out the fastest athlete here in this men's under 17 individual 4x600. Dylan Robbins from Great Britain is there, and you can see him just sort of stretching his arms out as he approaches the shooting range. So he's missed the first few there, Dylan Blanchett, hasn't he? But then you start to see the rhythm and suddenly it clicks into place, right?
Yeah, maybe it's because of the wind.
I'll tell you what though, given that he missed his first 3 in 11-second shoots,
It's
very
incredible
good.
shooting, yeah.
So he obviously corrected something, was maybe shooting too low or too high, and then suddenly it all starts to make sense from that point onwards.
You need to adjust the shooting while it's so windy.
Yeah.
They all struggling a bit.
Andrew Kraus now over 16 seconds. It's a slow shoot here from the South African, sub 20 at least. I think at the very least you want to be less than 20 seconds, don't you?
Yes, that's
I was explaining to Amanda Lowe in the commentary box a moment ago, before you came in, I had a go at the shooting range yesterday. 1 target in 50 seconds for me. And I was happy with that. I hit the first shot. The first shot I made, and then I missed everything else after that. It's hard. It's very hard. Is it something you continuously improve on? You get better and better, you think?
I think it's the routine and also the confidence. Every time you shoot more and more, you're getting better. But during the race, it can be really tricky. If you get too excited or too frustrated.
Yeah, makes sense. So it is 4 laps of 600 meters. We have had the first 3 shooting routines. And in the seniors, obviously, they compete with 5 times 600. So we still have 3 more semi-finals to go after this, and then we have our 9 finals. So that's when things really do start to get exciting. That's when we crown world champions. Things get kind of crazy after that.
Qualification is like a warm-up for them.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Right? So here we go then, staying with our race leader. Dylan Blanchett is absolutely smashing this. He's about to lap Felipe Cruz from Portugal. And that gap there between first and second is huge. South African athlete Andrew Kraus. And looking further back, Stefan Barenthala from Austria. And then you can see Dylan Robbins making his way through the pack is Cyril Luis. Here we go then, final shoot there for our race leader. Dylan Blanchett's away. Wow, his shooting is unreal, isn't it?
9.78.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think he's probably one to watch, isn't he, for the final. Dylan Blanchett will remember his name. The under 17 final is the penultimate final of the afternoon. Under 17s will go at probably around 4 o'clock. Just checking how close we are to being on schedule. We are quite far behind schedule already, as was to be expected. Due to finish at 4:25. My guess is we finish at 6:30.
6:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
We added an hour and a half onto things yesterday, so I think probably will be something similar again today, maybe a little bit more. So it's very much a case now of just bringing it home, isn't it, for our race leader, for Blanchett of France. It's just a case of just coming home without using too much energy.
Exactly, just a relaxed race so that it can be really good at the final.
And if you do take it a bit easy in the semi-final, does it give you extra energy for the final, do you think?
Of course.
Yeah.
And he's more confident than the others right now.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Kraus looks pretty comfortable as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But then that battle for 3rd and 4th, because obviously automatically you qualify for the final if you're in the top 3. Did you win your semi-final yesterday?
It was direct to the
Straight
final,
to final,
so
wasn't it? Of course it was, because it was a senior, yeah. So you didn't have to worry about...
But I prefer to have a qualification.
You prefer?
Yes.
Okay. Gives you a chance to get familiar with the conditions and with...
And the target as well.
The target. And how is it running on this surface? Is it a difficult surface to run on?
Slippery, and it's hard for the knees, but it's fast.
Here we go then, our race leader. Absolutely milking the celebration there, Dylan Blanchett. You can see just how much it means for him to win that heat. If he wins the World Championship a little bit later today, I can't wait to see that celebration. Here we go with Andrew Kraus, who comes home in second place, slightly more reserved. Solid run that there from Dylan Robbins from Great Britain. So comfortably in third in the end. And then coming home in fourth place, Cyril Louis should be okay with that time. 9:16. Bill Simpson, Stefan Baranthella should just about squeeze in. Well, usually what we do is we keep a note on how far the top 10 are separated from the leader, and that gives you a rough idea of how the qualification goes. It's the top 3 that qualify automatically. There we go then, a few athletes coming in. From Portugal, Duarte Silva. So we'll let this race round itself up. Throw to replays, and then we'll continue our build up to the second semi-final.
5 minutes of warming up for you.
So final athlete making his way over the finish line, Felipe Cruz from Portugal, rounds things off. And that then concludes the Laser On Boys Under 17 qualifications. And shortly we will check out replays from the first semi-final.
Welcome, our second athletes in the second semi-final. Number 1, Susan Thompson from Great Britain. Like this, Susan.
Watch this. Yeah, they completely changed.
Good point for Zulu. Francisco Magro, 3. 4. Also from Great Britain, Thomas Johnson. Bruce Sosa, Portugal, 5. Sosa supporters here. Jan Baumgart from Austria. Manuel Soriano from Spain. 1 minute to start. Joel Martins, Portugal.
So here we go, about to get underway with the Masters 40 plus
Great Britain.
final race 24 of 26.
Joel Perez from Portugal. 17, 18, Arnaud Emina. France.
Athletes lining up on the start-finish line.
Jorge Garecho, Felipe Cardoso, Xavier 14 from Spain, Willy Defoe from France, and
Versus
finally,
Myberg, one to look out for, second at the Laser Run World Championships in Cairo, Egypt. Second in mixed relay at the Laser Run World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
30 seconds to start.
30 seconds away from the start.
Here
we go then, about to get underway.
10 seconds.
10 seconds until the start of the race. Masters 40 plus final is underway. Here we go. Flat out sprint to the starts. All the way cleanly, and you don't want to get caught in that big group, do you, if you can avoid it?
That's the worst. Especially if anyone's grabbed the barrier.
You do lose time, don't you? Adrien Delmau.
Look at the shooting.
Pardon?
The French people, the French. Look at the shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, Willie Foyne struggling a little bit there. Bernard Shaw is away. Slightly slower shoots this. With the Master 40 plus, we are obviously up to 10 metres. 3 times 600. That's a really, really quick start there from Nelson Marquez from Portugal. Jean-Luc Sintez is hot on his tail. He shot fastest and was away out the shooting range first. So, looking down the field, Jappy Grove from South Africa looking to build up on that early start. Nelson Marquez from Portugal leads ahead of Jean-Luc Sintez from France. Those two keeping pace with each other in the early stages of this Masters 40 plus final. 3 laps, still 2 to go. When they come round this corner, it'll be 2.5 effectively. It's all pretty close down the field, as you would expect on the first lap. Julian Bartoli using the outside line there. He's really caught up with those front two. Ahmed Massoud from Egypt. But we are about to head to the laser shooting range. A little bit of confusion as to which one to go into again there. Nelson Marquez misses, as does, in fact, all 3 have missed their first shots by the looks of it. It's some slow shooting actually, and this brings quite a lot of the others back into play. Nelson Marquez finding his rhythm a little bit here. This is really slow shooting, isn't it? In this category, across the board. A good shoot, some 19 seconds from Nelson Marquez, and that is enough to have put him in first place. And look at that, Jappy from South Africa has brought himself back into things here. Jappy Grove, we singled him out earlier in that first lap as looking quite pacey. Quick runner and a good shoot there has really brought him back into the picture. You can see the French athlete who's lost some time there. Julian Bartoli is or thereabouts. Bertus Mayberg is making his way through the field. But you can see Julian Bartoli is finding a bit of pace as well. It's all about the race leader, Nelson Marquez from Portugal. So approaching the final shoot. And Nelson Marquez has got a little bit of company with him now. Bartoli has caught up. Grove as well. He's paced himself really well, and it's all about who holds their nerve in this final shoot. A sharp turn left, and then they're on the range. So, who comes out in first place? You want to see them all coming out fairly similar, don't they? So we have an exciting finish to this race. Bartoli is slightly ahead, is still slow shooting across the board. Interesting how they're all shooting quite slowly. And does this bring a few others back into play? Bartoli is away, 18.2. So Bartoli has really capitalised here. Marquez, can he make it out? No. So Bartoli is away. Marquez eventually gets out, and Grove with a really slow shoot. Consistently slow shooting in this finals. Interesting.
Yeah.
So Jean-Sebastien Thorel with a quick shoot will bring himself, I guess, further up the field, but it looks like the French athlete has really taken advantage of that final shoot, and Julian Bartoli is really on track for gold here. It would take something special to catch him. Really running right on the edge there. What's the reason for that? Do you ever...
I haven't seen that before. He's the only one.
All race he's been right on the edge, almost like dangerously close to the side there. So there's a lot more track you can use. His feet are just inches away from those poles. Maybe it's the inside line he's trying to take, but either way it's working for him. Julian Bartoli is going to take gold here, you feel. Nelson Marquez has to make up 11 seconds. It's too far back.
Oh. I think he realised it.
He's had a quick look over his right shoulder. Jappy Grove is doing what he can to try and keep up with Julian Bartoli of France, but it's not going to be enough. Bartoli is out now, the race leader now, and just has to bring it home from here. Julian Bartoli is the 2022 Laser Run World Champion in the 40+ Masters category, and he's done it in style. Congratulations. In second place, it is Jappy Grove. And in third place for bronze is Nelson Marquez, who seems very happy with his day's work. Was a potential for gold at one point, but has to settle for the bronze. Another huge gust of wind. The wind is
Maybe that's
menacing.
the reason, because of the slow shoot.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Collapsing on the floor there is Arnaud Evelard from France. And we're seeing a few of the athletes still coming around to finish off their final. But Julian Bartoli is the champion and we will hear from him next here on UIPM TV. He will be our interview before our final 2 races. Over to you.
Thank you.
Julian, many congratulations. A tough race, one that you had to stay focused on throughout. Shooting very key in that race. Your final shoot is ultimately what won you the World Championships. How important was it to shoot well and run well?
Ton tir était super bon. Explique-nous un petit peu comment ça s'est passé la course.
Alors pour moi, la demi-finale c'est un petit peu moins bien passé, mais là aujourd'hui sur la finale, tout s'est bien passé. Donc je fais un bon tir sur le premier. Je pars avec un peu de retard, je reviens. J'arrive au deuxième pas de tir avec les premiers. Je ressors un bon tir et je rentre au dernier tir avec les premiers et je ressors en tête. Et là, c'est l'euphorie, c'est que du bonheur. Et on se bat jusqu'au bout.
Yeah, the shooting. Attends, tu peux juste répéter la partie sur le tir?
Le début de mon tir, mars de cette année, j'ai commencé.
Non, la partie du tir.
La partie du tir. Donc, mon premier tir est moyen, puis après je le refais à eux. Ouais, donc j'ai été moyen sur ma première partie de tir. Après, je rentre au deuxième tir avec les premiers. Je fais la différence en courant pour revenir sur eux. Deuxième tir se passe bien. Je ressors un peu avec du retard. J'arrive au troisième tir et je reviens donc sur les premiers. Puis je sors à la fin du dernier tir en tête. Et là, je sais qu'en courant, il faut être très fort, mais c'est jamais gagné. Donc, avec 2 courses dans les jambes, c'est plus compliqué quand même.
Semi-finals, he did okay. Then in the final, the shooting was a bit difficult in the beginning, but he used his running to until the end, and he's happy with the win.
And just finally, talk to us about the conditions. It's quite blustery, quite windy out there. Do you think that affected the shooting for many of the athletes? Is that something that you just have to know how to deal with as an athlete?
Il y a pas mal de vent aujourd'hui. Est-ce que ça a impacté le tir? Tu penses ton tir et celui des autres athlètes?
Oui, certainement, directement, mais une fois qu'on est parti dans la course, on est focus sur le tir et on pense plus trop aux aléas extérieurs qui pourraient être parasites pour la course. Et non, c'est focus sur le tir et pour moi, en tout cas, c'est bien passé aujourd'hui.
No, he stayed focused on his shooting. Yes, it's a bit annoying, but it didn't make a big difference. And he's happy with his shooting today.
Many congratulations. We'll let you go and celebrate. You're the world champion. Congratulations.
Thank you, merci.
Thomas Johnson from Great Britain, number 4. Kevin Anigon from France. From Great Britain, new world champion Julian from Austria. 8, France, 7, Louis. So serious. Stefan Bakengele from Austria. Francisco Magro from Portugal. Number 10 and 11 from Greece. Anastasios Pantoros. Anas Grove from South Africa, lane number 12. And 3 British guys. Bill Simpson, Archie Arde, and David Kelly. And Portugal. Tiago Marques, Afonso Costa, Duarte Silva, and Diniz Figueiredo. I'm looking for Spanish now. Spain, España,